Roberto and this is Happy Travel Viajes. It's night time, but I have to say good morning, because the adventure today it starts before dawn. At 6 o'clock we are already walking. It's terribly cold, but we can't wait, because we have to cross one of the passes of Everest, the Chola Pass. The beginning from Songla is not particularly complicated, but the views leave you speechless. I'm walking through a kind of valley surrounded by mountains and small glaciers in white and blue. Wonderful. Gradually the sun starts to illuminate the peaks around us. Good thing, because it is really cold. We started with about 15 degrees below zero. My eyes were crying and small tears were freezing here on the sides. We're walking over 5,000 meters and now it's going to get harder. Look at that group of people and where they are climbing. It is literally a wall. The passes are the spaces between mountains that allow you to pass to the other side, to another valley, but it seems impossible that this is the way. Many times you don't even know where you put your feet. It is less. Or this is what I want to tell myself, not to stop and turn around.
Para no parar y darme la vuelta.
One more effort. I sometimes count my breaths to concentrate on something other than walking. Come on.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And this way I'm gaining meters, step by step. When this infernal stretch finally ends, the sunrise light reaches me and I have to take off some layers of clothes. We keep going up, but for now it's a little easier. Easy until I suddenly see a glacier. Where is the path? The glacier is the path. This route is a permanent challenge. When you think nothing can surprise you, the mountain plays with you again. I put on the crampons and go forward, carefully, very carefully. This is not a joke, and just one misstep can put you in a very dangerous situation. Some sticks mark the area where it's advisable to walk, but the glaciers are alive, and you should always be wary. The start is quite flat, but it soon bends over. Look at the ice fall I have in front of me. It's beautiful and equally scary. I don't want to say that I can't anymore, but I am very close to the limit. Very close. I'm very in the limit of my strength right now. The climb is not a piece of cake. Let's go a bit more. It's almost done. When the glacier ends, I take off my crampons, but there's still a little more to do. One last effort to reach this summit. At least I can walk more comfortably. I'm here. This is the Chola Pass, 5,420 meters of nature wonder. I still don't know how I am here. I thought I couldn't get it. Incredible. Look where I come from. Look where I come from and where I must go now. I start the descent and the truth is that it seems even more complicated than the ascent. The stones are loose, the ground is unstable, and although the landscape is very beautiful, I don't enjoy it too much because I have to focus on where I am stepping to avoid any unnecessary risks. Sometimes I find it hard to believe that I am able to complete this adventure. Of course, I'm very grateful to Nepal trekking experts for helping me make it happen. They are taking care of everything, the permits, the flights, the best accommodations to rest every day. They are proving to know perfectly what they do, and that allows me to do this madness with total peace of mind. In the description box you will find a direct link to their website because they are real experts talking about the Himalayas, but they offer much more. Finally, after almost 7 hours of trekking, I reached Dragnac at 4,700 meters. It's just 4 or 5 buildings that work as mountain hotels, and one of them is where I'll spend the night after today's Herculean task.
Thought I was losing who I call
Day number 12. Good weather for a relatively short stage. The goal of the day is Gokyo. Immediately after walking for half an hour along a frozen river, I face a not very long climb, but enough to remember that this is the Himalayas. From the top, I find myself across from a huge glacier tongue. Not everywhere it looks like ice because it's covered with rocks and sand, but all this enormous surface is ice. Where gaps are open, it can be checked perfectly, and if I take other trekkers who are crossing it as a reference, the magnitude gives me goosebumps.
Here's where I belong.
Besides, from here I can see another 8,000er. What a madness! That mountain there is Cho-Oyu. It has a height of 8,201 meters. Crossing this glacier is not pleasant at all. Although it doesn't have a great difficulty, it is always the same and it's very uncomfortable to walk over it. It takes me more than 2 hours, possibly the longest 2 hours so far. It is terrible, but the price after the last climb is magnificent. This is the lake of Gokyo.
Wow.
And that is the little village. By the way, my room is located in a corner of the hotel, and that means that I have 2 windows, one facing the frozen lake and the other nothing more nor less than towards the Cho-Oyu peak. I'm going to sleep looking at the 6th highest summit in the world. But there are still several hours before going to sleep, so I'll make the most of that time. I'm going to look for another peak, another mythical place on this 3 passes trek. I have the goal of climbing to Gokyo-ri. From the village, I have to climb up 600 meters. This is very hard.
Me acabo de dar cuenta.
I just realized that I don't know how many times I have said along this route, this is very hard. You can play a game. Every time I say very hard, I shut up. I'm walking against the clock, and sometimes some clouds appear, so I don't know if it will finally be worth the effort. But I continue with all my strength. At each break, I enjoy the views, and it's surprising to discover from above the massive dimension of the glacier that I crossed in the morning. Finally, after 2 hours,
Easy.
I only have to wait for the sun to set on the tops of the 8,000ers in front of me. It's incredible. From here you can see 4 8,000ers, Cho-Oyu, which is 8,201 meters high, the 6th highest mountain on Earth. If I turn a little, I see Everest, the top of the world, with 8,848. A little farther to my right, past the Nuptse, I find Lhotse, the 4th highest peak, with 8,416. And farther, but relatively close, the 5th one, with 8,485, Makalu. Never ever will I see a sunset like this again. It's impossible. It's an absolute certainty. There is no sunset more spectacular than this one. It doesn't exist. I begin the 13th day watching the sunrise over Cho-Oyu from my room. It's not bad to start the day like this, right? After the tremendous effort of the last 2 days, it is time for an active rest day. That is, I will sleep again in Gokyo and I will not perform any wild climb, not today. So I am going to make a small route parallel to the glacier to visit several of the lakes in the area. In about 40 minutes, I get to the lake number 4. I'm impressed to see completely frozen lakes. It's like a movie. Today it's very windy and therefore the real feel in some moments is between 10 and 15 degrees below zero. At least the sun makes everything a little more pleasant. After 5.5 kilometers and about 2 hours, I reached the lake number 5. Also this one is totally frozen and the ice creates improbable shapes. I never get tired of looking at it. The Choyu base camp is not far away, but considering how the weather is today and what I will be facing tomorrow, it's better not to go crazy, and after a while enjoying the scenery around, I start the way back to the hotel. The next video will be the last one of this route of the Everest 3 high passes. I don't know if I am more willing or more afraid, especially considering that it's cloudy right now and it's starting to snow gently. Cross your fingers for me, see you in the next video.
Agur!